that it was at the expense of a person I loved so very much. 8. This isn't a great response because I didn't grow up rich, but rather very poor. I met my first best friend in grade 6. When she brought me to her home, I was flabbergasted. They had a vacuum that plugged into their walls, they could even vacuum downstairs with it. She had a trampoline and Xbox, I begged each time to play with both. She had a small alcove with a mini fridge that was full of ice pops and different sodas, that was cool. I remember thinking I should take more than one because I wouldn't get another chance. When they invited me over for dinner, her mom always made me take extra because I was nervous to ask for seconds. I couldn't believe the amount of food in the house, and we all would have a huge glass of milk with dinner. Milk was always a treat, and being able to drink as much as I wanted was so overwhelming. I just remember being astounded by everything, and 3 years later they adopted me. 9. I was talking to a friend about going to the town's public beach, and they were saying how horribly crowded it gets in summer. I suddenly realized that I had never had to go to a public beach because I always had at least 2 private family beaches to go to, one with cabanas, outdoor showers, and space for cooking. I always had taken it for granted. 10. Not rich, but in high school, there was this one kid who wore the same shoes from sophomore to senior year. I kept telling him to buy a new pair, but he would claim that they were broken in and he didn't want to waste money on uncomfortable ones. So I decided to do that thing where the class would surprise him with a new pair of Vans for his birthday. But when I asked our classmates to chip in, they all said they didn't have any money to spare. That didn't make sense because most of them had after-school jobs. That's when I found out I was the only kid in class who wasn't working to help support their own family.